Exciting time for these 4 young men, and then we'll have 4 to follow. We wanted to try to put everyone together, but the district was nice enough, or gracious enough to allow us to host the ceremonies this fall, and now, so it was back in November, December, and then now in person, but there were some limits. So it's great to have 8 young men going to get a chance to continue their careers at the collegiate level. But they did cap that number at 4. So, just a very exciting time for them, exciting time for the parents, and very exciting for the teammates to be here as well. So, thank you guys for coming out. Tonight, Dr. Trigg and Mr. Gilbert have another event they had to be at, some type of virtual public town forum with the students. I'm not sure what all, but they wanted me to express their congratulations to you guys and let you know how excited they are for you. So, on behalf of those 2 and HPISD, our faculty here at the high school, our athletic administration, all of our coaches, we want to welcome you guys to our 2021 NCAA February signing day. This day normally focuses on, I guess, football, lacrosse. There's some other sports, but normally those are the 2 that we focus on. So I just want to, before I get to Coach Allen, I'm going to introduce each athlete and their parents. Just want to say congratulations, guys. I know it's a dream come true. You worked extremely hard for this opportunity, and it's well deserved. You guys were a part of a great season, and really all 4 years of your time here at Highland Park, you were part of some great teams, and obviously you're part of a great program with great coaches. And being able to share this moment with your family and your friends is always special. And so a big thanks to our parents, all of the coaches that are here, all of your teammates, and others. And so if you would, that support that you've offered these guys has been tremendous over the years, and your parents especially, the amount of time you've put in. So if you would, I want you guys, and then everybody else, give yourselves a round of applause at all you've done to help these young men get to this point. All right, I'm going to introduce these guys and their parents, and then our coaches are going to come forward and say a few more specific words about each young man. But he'll be attending Stanford University next year. Will Gibson. Yay, Will. And a big round of applause for his parents, Elisa and Dorsey. If you guys would wave. A lot of work. Next young man, he ventured far from home. He's just going to go down a few blocks down the street to SMU, Mr. Sam Morris. And his parents, Miriam and Michael, they're here somewhere. Wait, there they are. Good job. And he's taking, now this one is going a long way from home. And he told me today he didn't buy a Speedo yet, but he's going to get one for the beaches. But the University of Hawaii next year, Brady Shager. And his mom and dad, Ginger and Scott. There they are right there. And then last but definitely not least, just the way the tables were set up, we'll be going to Abilene Christian University next year, Isaiah Pettock. And his mom and dad, Heidi and David, are right over here. Great stuff. So again, these parents, parents, big congrats to you, because you've had a lot to do with this. And so again, thank you for everything you've done for these young men, for our coaches and our programs. At this time, I'm going to bring up Coach Allen, and he's going to get into a little bit more specific details, and also he'll bring coaches up to visit as well. Before he does that, Braden, if you do get a Speedo, that's okay. We just don't want to see any video or photos.
All right, man, we are excited about these men tonight and introducing them. I'm going to start down that end with Isaiah Pettock, and I'm going to have Coach Leitner and Coach Burt talk about him as well. But Isaiah improved tremendously between his junior and senior year. He improved because he had a passion for football, and he worked very hard to make himself a great player. He was an anchor in one of the best defenses we've had at Highland Park. To be successful in our defense, you got to have an anchor at nose guard, and Isaiah was the anchor. Isaiah was elected our player committee because of the respect of his teammates. He's going to Abilene Christian University, which is in my old hometown of Abilene. It's a great place to play football and get an education. Isaiah will make the ACU Wildcats a better defense with his great effort and attitude. Now I'll introduce Coach Leitner to talk a little bit more about Isaiah.
Howdy. First off, I just want to express how blessed I am to be able to have the opportunity to stand here in front of y'all and get to talk about Isaiah a little bit. Coach Allen really said it, when he talked about just how good of a young man he is. He's one of the hardest workers that I know. He helped make our defense as that anchor. And our football team, he just made it better every single day. He's a relentless worker in the weight room and on the practice field and in games. Overcoming the injury from his sophomore year, he just spent long hours rehabbing and working out, strengthening his body to achieve all that he was able to earn this year. He was solid in our defensive front with 10 solo tackles, 42 assists, 21 tackles for losses, 9 sacks, 19 quarterback pressures, and 1 PBU. Over the past 2 years, he accumulated 17 total tackles, 53 assists, 22 tackles for losses, 9 sacks, 19 quarterback pressures, and 1 pass breakup. As I mentioned before, Isaiah is a tremendous teammate, one of the hardest workers I know. His work ethic is second to none. Between the lines of the football field and in the weight room, his drive to succeed and dominate is what sets him apart, and I know he's going to be successful in whatever he sets out to accomplish. He was a major part of the success this year, and I'm honored to have the opportunity to acknowledge that Isaiah has decided to continue his football career with his commitment to Abilene Christian University, and we know he's going to go on and be successful. Isaiah Pettit.
All right, so I'm a little hoarse. People are saying it's from Scott Makers, but it's because I have dreams of chewing Isaiah out, and I'm doing it in my sleep. So I want to thank you, Isaiah, for giving me nightmares. But I do want to congratulate not just Isaiah, but all the rest of you guys. I know it's a fun time, it's a great time, you'll always remember this. But Isaiah, I want to thank you for doing everything I asked you to do, okay? Even though you would give me goofy looks, okay, and you would look at me like Baby Huey. Did you ever look at Baby Huey and look it up and research it? Okay. But to your parents, I want to thank you for being behind me and sticking to everything that I was trying to get Isaiah to do. You're a very hard worker. I have no doubt in my mind that you're going to be successful because you have no choice, okay? Because if I have to drive to Abilene to come wear you out, okay, I don't know why you're laughing. You obviously didn't learn anything from me if you think I'm playing around. Anyway, congratulations. I love you. All right? And go have fun.
Next, I'm going to introduce Braden Shager, and I'm looking up in the stands, and I'm looking at a couple of these big linemen, and Braden had great protection this year because we had a great team and a great offensive line. Braden had a great senior year. He was elected captain by his teammates, the highest leadership position on the team. He wanted to be a Scott quarterback, so he was patient, and he learned and waited his turn. When his turn came, he made the most of it. He helped the Scots to win 4 championships and played on the number 2 ranked 5A team in the state. He's a very accurate passer with great velocity. He's tough. He played the final game with 4 chipped teeth and a broken jaw. He's got a chance to follow his dream and play for the Hawaii Warriors. He was MVP of District 7 5A. He completed 182 passes with 291 attempts for 63% completion ratio for 3,100 yards, 25 touchdowns. He rushed 56 times for 244 yards and 8 TDs. He's attending the University of Hawaii on a 4-year scholarship, and I couldn't be more proud of Braden Shager. He's a great Scot, and We're really excited about you going to Hawaii. Look forward to seeing great things in Hawaii. So let's give Braden a big hand. Sam Morris, one of my favorites. He's a great leader on our football team. He started for 3 years for us. He was a H-back when he was a sophomore and caught some big passes in the state championship game. Actually caught a touchdown pass. And I think that's why SMU is so interested in him, is because he can play a lot of different positions. Sam is a 3-year starter. He was elected captain by his teammates because of his commitment and his work ethic. He demonstrated his leadership by being on one of the best offensive lines we've had at Highland Park. He's a tenacious competitor. He was a member of the Scots football team for the last 3 years. And I'm especially proud of Sam attending SMU because that's my alma mater. He has great hands and runs fast for his frame. Sam will continue to pursue his passion of playing football and get a great education at SMU. Pony up. Sam, we're really proud of you.
All right, I get the opportunity to talk about Sam a little bit. Hey, first of all, and I'm going to go ahead and say this to Will's parents too, and all you parents. You know, they say the measure of parents in their kids, and you guys hit this thing out of the park. Okay, all 4 of these great kids up here. You know, we've had Sam, like Coach said, 3-year starter on the varsity, and it's funny because we put him on kickoff return. I tell someone, I say, hey, you know, we're going to put 55 back there on the second level kick kickoff. You know they're going to kick it yours. Coach, I got this. I got this. You know, we talk about things like, you know, I never want to have to dial it up on a kid to make them play hard. Sam, you had to dial it back a little bit. He very much took to heart when I say, hey, you go find some narrow-butted DB and knock him on the ground down there. Sam took that to heart, and that's a great thing. I can tell you this, when you play with the intensity that Sam plays with, and he takes that to the next level, he's going to have an opportunity to do well, okay? He's what you look for. Mom and Dad, you've done a great job. Sam, congratulations. We're proud of you, son.
Next is Will Gibson. Will Gibson had 2 great years playing center for the Scots. He was elected captain by his teammates for the respect they had for his attitude and effort. He played with one of the best offensive lines at Highland Park. During his 2 years as a starter for the Scots, we won 7 championships, and he was a very important part of this football team. He was 2-time unanimous all-district center. The center position in our offense is really important. It's most difficult because the center has to snap the ball accurately with a quarterback 5 yards behind him and then block a man in front of him. Will is one of the best. He was recognized this year by Dave Campbell's football magazine as a scholar athlete. He has a great high GPA, and he will continue his football career and get his education at Stanford University and join teammate Jack Lair in the offensive line. Let's give Will Gibson a big round of applause.
All right, well, Brady's a quarterback, right? Well, of the offensive line, our quarterback's Will. He made all the calls. He got everybody lined up. He probably spent as much time watching film and studying as anybody I know. I know they talk about, yes, they went over to Sam's house usually every night before the game and will watch film, break it down, do that kind of stuff. That's not always normal with high school kids. Okay? That's a maturity level that sometimes doesn't exist, and that's the difference in these guys and others. Okay? I will tell you that both those 2 guys, teams getting them, hit it out of the park. They got the steal of the draft. I'm going to tell you that right now. They got the steal of the draft with y'all. I'm proud, and I told his parents this, I said, both of them, I'll take them as my own any day of the week. Will, I look forward to seeing you being very successful.
I don't know where Coach Ringo is. Okay, there you go. Hey, I want to thank you guys for showing up to honor these guys. It means a lot as a teammate to show up and support your teammates. So I want to tell you how much I appreciate you being here.
Okay, guys, that moment of truth, after they're done signing, if you guys will go ahead and sign your letters of intent, and we'll get that picture, and Mr. Garner will get that on film. Hopefully you guys got a pen. You need a pen? Okay. It's a great dream come true for these guys. Outstanding. All right, guys, congratulations. Do want to mention, too, Coach Wells would have been here, but he had knee replacement surgery yesterday, so when I texted him a while ago, he said to be sure and pass along congrats to you guys. And he said he's doing good as long as the pain medicine doesn't wear off.
And Coach Corey couldn't be here, Bray, because he got quarantined today because of his family. So he just told me to tell you he's really proud of it.
Okay, what we're going to do now is have the families come down first. I know we've already taken some photos, but we'll get the families down to take pictures first, and then teammates, you'll have a chance to do the same. And then we'll transition to our 4 signees for lacrosse here at 7. So moms and dads that are here for lacrosse, these tables are ready for decoration back behind, and we'll get those pictures. So if we get families to come on down. Again, guys, congratulations. One more big round of applause for these young men.
Jack Blair. Henry. We get a picture of the two before the match. Henry.
Mark! Hang him up. No lunch family. Where's Grant?
You were saying Grant's going to still have us on Jefferson. That's what I said. That's thinking.
I think I missed
Wait, are we allowed to bring a couple more people in? Ray, Vicky, Danny. Danny. Babe. Vicky. Babe. Babe.
I haven't heard back yet. You can't assume so. You can't assume.
I know, but I want to babe. I also want Alan. I want Alan. I want Danny, and I want Babe. Can we get one with you?
Let's start.
I know. Danny, I want to get one with you and Coach Allen and Babe. So, I can't get Babe's attention. Babe. Joe Willie.
Oh, well, it wasn't that bad.
All my last guys look at me when Grandpa gets out of the way.
For right now.
Okay, those of you that were here for the first ceremony, thank you for remaining for the second. You're just basically going to hear me say the same thing. So, but I said earlier, with thanks to Dr. Trigg and Mr. Gilbert, really Dr. Trigg for allowing us to do this fall in November and December and have these in-person signing ceremonies. They capped it at 6 people in the gym, and so that's why we had to do it in 2 shifts tonight. But so excited to be able to celebrate these 4 young men tonight, get a chance to continue their college careers and play lacrosse. And so, and some of these guys are multi-sport. In fact, I think all of them were multi-sport athletes at some point for us, and I know a couple were as well. So, welcome on behalf of HPISD, Dr. Trigg, our Mr. Gilbert, our high school faculty administration here, and our athletic department. I want to welcome you guys to our February NCAA signing ceremony. These 4 young men, I'm going to introduce in just a moment and introduce their parents, and then Coach Moses. Some other coaches are going to talk about these guys in a little bit more detail, just like we did with the last ceremony. But first of all, congratulations to you 4. I know this is a dream come true. You've worked extremely hard over the years, the amount of hours and time you've put in to be able to continue your career. So congrats to you. My hat's off, all of us. And so let's give them a big round of applause, if you would, for the opportunity they're going to have. But also along those same lines, then a big thanks to the parents. Obviously, all the time and effort you've put in, the amount of hours that you've driven them to and from practice. I've been there to support them in the cold and the rain and whatever it might be. The teammates that are here with them tonight as well, your support of these 4, they couldn't be here without you. And that goes for all of our sports here. So, friends, family, and teammates, give yourselves a big round of applause for all that you've done to help these guys get to this position. All right, first up, I'm just going to go down the line right here. He'll be attending Lafayette College next year is Jake Gent. Big round of applause for Jake. And his mom and dad are Amy and Andy. If y'all would wave, there they are. They're in the middle of getting a good photo op. Next up is Anthony Gobriel. He'll be attending the Naval Academy next year. Give it up for Anthony. And his mom and dad, Lori and Aldo, they're right here. Congratulations, mom and dad. This one's going to go to a little bit colder climate next year at this time, but going to Delaware next year, Brooks Bond. His mom and dad right over here, Casey and Bo, I believe. And younger brother, give them a big round of applause too. Younger brothers, both of them. And little brother told me he was going to be the best athlete, Brooks, coming up. He didn't hear any of that, but he told us that. And then last but definitely not least, he'll be attending Virginia next year, Thomas Menke. His mom and dad, Mary Margaret and Robert. And they're right here. Congratulations to you guys as well. All right, this time I'll turn it over to Coach Moses, and we'll get a little more in-depth detail about these 4 outstanding young men.
Thank you, Coach Ringo, and thank you for making this happen. I know there's a lot of moving parts that have to fall into place, and I appreciate everybody being here. I'll echo some of the things that Coach Ringo had to say. I always start mentioning how this is one of my favorite days of the year, because it's just so wonderful to see these 4 athletes, parents, see the fruition and realize their dreams. And all the hard work that you guys put in and the dedication to your craft is it's special. So today's always a really special day for me. I'll start with young Jake Gent here. Jake Gent is going to Lafayette, as you can see by that wonderful banner. Jake is a young man who shows up every day just ready to do the work, whether it's in the gym, whether it's on the field. Just a special, driven young man. His intensity is rare. When I was asked by his coach at Lafayette how much playing time I might give Jake last season, I said he's going to get as much as he wants because he's a kid that we just need to be on the field as often as possible. He has a great amount of grit and a great amount of dedication, and we really appreciate you. Jake, 2019, Jake was All-State with 28 goals, 44 assists, and 25 ground balls. In 2020, our shortened season, Jake had 9 goals, 2 assists in 5 games, and I know he's going to be a big impact player for this year. And whether it's going to be all district or all straight, I guarantee you're going to get some sort of recognition. So well done to you, Jake. As Coach said, Thomas Nagy, definitely one of our special athletes. He'll be heading to the University of Virginia in the fall. I've known Thomas since he's in about 5th or 6th grade, and I've never seen anybody work as hard as Thomas does at his craft. He eclipsed 10,000 hours when he was in 7th grade. He's put in all the work, and it's made him the most highly skilled offensive player for certain lacrosse player that I've ever seen come out of Highland Park. I know you're going to do great things at UVA. All that hard work made Thomas extremely heavily recruited. He was the number 26 player in the class of 21. He was in 2018, he was All-State. In 2019, Thomas scored 42 goals and had 42 assists. With a 42% shooting percentage, he was named All-State and All-American. In 2020, in our shortened season again, he scored 17 goals and had 7 assists. He was off to a fantastic start. And again, I know this year is going to be probably one of your most special years ever. So congratulations to you as well, Thomas. Next up, Brooks Bond, 2-sport athlete. Was just talking to Coach Gibbs about you, just extremely coachable, hardworking, does exactly what we ask him to do, no questions asked. He just loves to compete, and he's an awesome athlete. He's always quick with a yes sir and a smile, and he plays the game with a whole bunch of swagger. 2019, just to talk about his willingness to do whatever we need to be done. He played short stick defense for us, which now is called our horses. 2020, he started on offense first at attack, which is the exact opposite. He's our second leading scorer with 16 goals, 2 assists, and over 40% shooting percentage as well. And to cap off his lacrosse career, he was voted captain by his peers in 2021, and that was extremely well deserved by you. Good job, Brooks. Tony Gobriel, Anthony Gobriel, heading to Navy. Another 2-sport athlete, really came out of his shell last year for us on the lacrosse field, and clearly he did that as well on the football field this year. Really dominant at his position, just plays a great game, extremely tough. Foga's an extremely tough position. He's tough as nails by definition, and Anthony's certainly no exception to that role. In 2019, Anthony won 79% of his face-off attempts and was named All-State as a sophomore. In 2020, he was winning about 80%, and I'm projecting 2021, you're going to be even more dominant. It's probably going to be your most dominant season yet. And Anthony also was voted as a captain for the 2021 season by his teammates, and you accomplished that by being a leader by example. Congratulations to you, Anthony, and well done, and good luck to you all in your future education careers and your future athletic careers. Keep representing Scotty Nation as well as you have done in the past. Coach Gibbs is also here. He'd like to say a few words about Brooks Bond and Anthony Gobriel. The fact that they're multi-sport athletes and so successful at both, I think, is really important that we stress. And I'm happy to introduce Coach Gibbs.
Well, first of all, thank you, parents, for giving me the privilege to coach your kids. I will say that all 4 of these young men I had at some point or another in PE and or coached in football, so it's really neat to see all you guys grow up and just be great athletes and students. I'll start with Brooks, and my earliest memory of Brooks is 6th grade PE in the East Gym, probably in trouble for doing something goofy. And that's Brooks, just always, having a good time, never a serious moment, except for when it was game time. And just what an awesome competitor all the time, intense, wanted to do well, never wanted to disappoint. Just a pleasure to coach. Great hands as a receiver, great runner, and great leader. Worked hard every day. Never, every rep in practice, he never took reps off. Went 100% all the time. Led those younger guys so well, and just really proud of the young man that you've become. I've seen a lot of growth over the years. As a junior, I'm just going to be honest. It's hard to be a 4-string running back and learn the playbook. You told Brooks to go right, he'd go left. It's just kind of one of those deals. But as a senior, I'm telling you, very few busts all year, and that's really hard to do. And just how hard you worked to the time you were a senior, and what an awesome year for you. And I just want to thank you so much. Proud of you. Anthony, the first time I really got to know Anthony was a 7th grader in 7th grade football, and he was always a bigger back, and I saw a lot of potential in him, and coming up through the ranks, he was always steady Eddie go. Okay, steady Eddie go. What's he gonna do? He's a really good blocker. He's gonna do this. He's gonna do that. We had a vision of Anthony as a blocking back this year. And Anthony's one of those guys that he's going to prove you wrong every time you doubt it. And I think that's what makes him special. And what's going to make him so successful at the Naval Academy is that anybody doubts him, he's going to prove them wrong. We didn't know what we had in Anthony Gobro coming into this year. We really didn't. He was injured last year, and he came out this year and just showed, look, I can run, I can block, I can do anything you ask me to do. He's one of the smartest kids I've ever coached. Any position you asked him to play, if it was H-back, if it was running back, he'd line up at quarterback if we asked him to. Don't ask him to throw the ball, that wasn't his thing. But man, I'm just so proud of the young man you've become, and I know with that attitude and how you approach everything every day, you're going to do big things for this country. I'm so proud of what you're doing at the Naval Academy. And, man, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of you guys, and I want you to know that. Love you guys.
All right, Anthony, just so you know, Brooks, just so you know, Coach has got a Navy t-shirt on, but he said he had Delaware underwear on, so just in support of you. Right, Coach? Oh, the hat. I'm sorry. You said hat. I don't know how I got that out of that. I apologize. Before we sign, I just want to wish you guys the best of luck this season. It's a championship program with great success in the past years. I know it was cut short last season, and we had a lot of sports cut short, so we're trying to avoid all of that. So you guys do all that you can possible to stay healthy and just work your craft and be around your teammates and have a great time and a great season. So good luck. At this time, guys, we'd like you to go ahead and make it official. And now you belong to the University of Virginia, to the University of Delaware, the Naval Academy, and Lafayette College. So if you guys will go ahead and sign. And if you've already signed, just, make it look like you're actually signing. Brooks, you need a pen? I'm sorry, these should have been out, parents. I apologize. So we're going to take the pictures. Sorry. Mr. Fraser asked me if we'd have these, and I said, you bet. We'd have the name placards. It'd be helpful if I had them out for everybody to see those. So we can now take the official pictures of these guys. Melissa will get some. We'll get parents down here. One more big round of applause for these 4 outstanding young men. I'm sure they have fun ahead of them. moms and dads and families, if you want to make your way down, we'll let you guys get your pictures first, and then friends and teammates, you'll have a chance to come down and do the same once we finish with those pictures.
All right, parents, we're ready for you.
And coaches, you guys can come get your pictures with them as well.
Guys, what do you get for the website?